Hello and welcome to my world and part 4 in our series of videos of me reacting to Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, created by Team 4 Star, itself being adapted from the footage of Hellsing Ultimate, an OVA series which I have never seen, but I have seen the original Hellsing anime from the early 2000s. I have that series on DVD. But it's definitely a different tonal shift between the footage from Hellsing Ultimate compared to the original anime. I have read the Hellsing manga. Matter of fact, I have the deluxe editions of the manga because I never could find volumes 9 and 10 of those of it when Dark Horse was putting those out back in the early 2000s. But that's a whole other topic in and of itself. For those new here, you will notice that I am not wearing headphones or earbuds. You will more likely hear the echo being picked up from my computer speakers on the mic. I have turned down the gain on the mic as much as possible to where my voice is picked up and the speakers and audio from the speakers should not be picked up, but it's kind of like a tough balancing thing since I stream nightly over my Twitch channel and I have to make constant adjustments anyway. The volume will be kind of low, and you will see I do watch stuff with captions on, and that kind of leads to me getting a jump on a joke sooner than folks will probably expect. It's just how I prefer to watch things, just to make sure I'm catching the joke or reference, because sometimes characters have rather pronounced accents, and sometimes I may misinterpret something, and just to make sure I understand and hear things correctly. And by having the captions there, it just makes it easier on me. I do this. I do it with every YouTube video that I watch. I watch everything with captions on, even though my hearing is quite good. As a matter of fact, my hearing is like the only thing that's good about me. But anyway, let's see, anything of note? Nope. Well, let's get into it. Young Valentine, aren't you dead? Oh boy.
No. Fuck that. If I'm gonna come back to life to read a fucking line, then it's gonna be my kind of fucking line.
What type of line is it gonna be, I wonder?
My throbbing vampire dick.
Question answered.
Its shaft, balls, and scrotum are property of me, Jan Valentine, and whatever bitch I happen to be giving it to at the time. Please support my dick by helping with its official release. You know you want to.
Well, that certainly didn't age well. Hey, Rip Van Winkle, I know.
Fuck you.
After you say it.
You're really going to force me on this.
I'm at half-mast. I need to hear this.
Fine. You were right.
Well, you know, everybody loves to hear it when they're right, you know? Everybody loves to hear it when they're right. Alucard more than one, so hey, it's Father Anderson. 5 minutes to recharge? I highly doubt Alucard needs 5 minutes. 2 minutes I can believe, not 5.
The good Lord has handed down a blessing to you filthy heathens as a sign of goodwill. A small private Vatican jet. Now, if you would be so very Christian-like to ship your sorry pale ass out and take your trigger-happy harlot with you, and the woman.
Man, I don't know what I'd find funnier.
Wait, they call Pip a woman? Misgendering seems to be a running gag. Which one of yellow? Well, you know, if there's one religion that needs to be openly mocked in every which way, Christianity is at the top of that list.
Did Banner want to come down? I think it's a constrictor nut.
Well, of course, you think Alucard's going to make it easy for you to take down a freaking banner?
Just take my phone and hit random. No, just hit random. Okay? 3, 2.
Bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. Rude. It did work. I was jamming with that.
Oh shit, is that Betty? Excuse me, sir. You're going to have to get out of my way.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Allie, your skin is still as smooth as the day I felt it on my own.
You know it.
They call her Betty. So clearly Queen Elizabeth, the one that just
Those were
passed
my
away
days. I was younger.
in the past, year or so.
And still wreck you like Diana.
Oh, you know
Interesting choice of words there.
say to moisten me up.
I can never have sex again.
I was surprised they didn't want to. I would car wreck you like Diana, but that's a whole different thing right there. That's probably taking it a step too far.
From the past. Back in World War II, Walter and I were part of a top-secret government operation called Operation Crowd.
That's a great turn of phrase there. Operation Crowd Control.
Correctly, I
That
was a girl.
Wait a second.
that's actually quite clever.
Get ready. See what happens.
That is very, very clever.
To a group of Nazi scientist whack jobs interested in creating a vampire army. And did we?
Seems you missed a spot.
Alucard is not as thorough as one would expect.
The point
And the manga is actually a lot more wordy too.
finishing their mission. They've established a base in Brazil and are using the name
Schrodinger, or as I'd like to refer to her, the gender swap Ceres, because Schrodinger and Ceres basically share the same freaking design in terms of their head and facial features.
My commanding officer, the Major, would like to personally introduce himself, along with our wonderful organization. What? It's not
I have this issue every morning with putting the switch on in my TV. Alucard's a happy boy.
Fucking fat! It's like a Nazi Louis C.K.
Wait a second. So would that just be a normal Louis C.K.?
Isn't the memorable Alucard? He's provided
Yes.
Integra, the bean counters, and of course, very interesting to see, by the way, the Vatican. How does it feel to work with your sworn enemies, Father Maxwell?
Not as painful as your obnoxious voice.
Oh, come on. We used to be friends with the Vatican.
You know what's funny in the manga? Father Maxwell is rather proud, if memory serves me right, regarding the Vatican's association with Millennium and helping them escape. I could be misremembering that. Chances are I'm definitely misremembering that.
Kill all the fun. Put the fun in caps, why don't you?
Yeah, you fun Nazi.
Get to the fucking point!
Well, mind me if it seems a little too American for you, but at some
You know, anything American is too American for most people.
point they'll attack you. Maybe. Probably. Could be happening right now.
Fingers crossed.
But rest assured, this is no simple incursion.
Fräulein.
No, seriously. Again, Schrodinger is a gender swap of Ceres.
They would make beautiful children.
Technically, they wouldn't be wrong.
Whoops, did I just accidentally a war?
Police go. Huh, they would look rather nice, actually.
And Ceres agrees.
Hard, clean that up. Oh.
Oh wow, looks like you
Again, Schrodinger's cat. If it's not being observed, is it dead or alive? That whole gimmick is actually quite clever, and a great reference to the whole concept of Schrodinger's cat getting into that metaphysical territory.
missed you. Hey! Oh, shut up.
Oh, Major, I think that went well. You think it went well?
It went very well.
I was there. And much like our former boss, I killed it.
Let us hope the Major does not end up the same. We do not have the freezer space to store the incidental leftovers.
Ah, Doctor, usually it is a faux pas to give a pet as a gift, but I
Yeah, Schrod.
Major, I am so sorry.
Well, that's not the fact. It's holding him up as if he is a full-size cat.
little
Okay, you would hold a cat by the scruff of the neck.
Phase 2 of our operation. Our Fräulein's excursion to the English Channel.
And now we get to Rip Van Winkle.
That seems odd. Commander Violet, do you know? Oh, that's for your purple!
Again, I know this part of it.
This is my favorite kind of ship. Running with blood and semen.
What?
The game!
What game?
You lose! Lol, I'm so random.
Well,
The ship is now under your command.
Rip Van Winkle was kind of quirky in the manga and in the original anime, if memory serves me right, too.
Turning them into ghouls, betraying your family and country, all for the selfish desire to become an immortal vampire.
Wow, when you put it like that, I feel like kind of a cunt.
Well, it's a good thing she's asking him, and that's a good way to feel.
Checking your privilege.
Walter, if I may confide in you,
I temper my sense
So,
I am positive
so Rip Van Winkle was a bit more quirky and a
4 hours.
Walter
social justice warrior in this.
that Gildar
Granted, she's only like in one episode in the original anime, and her part in the chapters in the manga isn't all that long. But okay.
I see. Now it's open season for these heathen swine.
Alexander, while I mirror your fibber delay still upon the soulless stones of the English church, we have a much bigger foe knocking at our door.
Then knock at the door of Hellsing. And as the wolf huffs and puffs, we shall skewer these pigs ourselves.
I do not know the metaphor which you draw, but
That's kind of a unique metaphor there, Anderson.
and your night under the banner of God.
Speaking of banners, did they ever get the one down from Big J?
No, we don't say that anymore. We're calling it, damn, what do the American cows say?
Peacekeeping?
Great.
No, we wouldn't say peacekeeping. We call it spreading freedom.
Only until it's time to slide in the night.
Now, the visual and artwork with Anderson, particularly in the original manga, is really so good with a lot of the shadows and posing.
with the vessel 18 hours ago. Currently, it's resting in the Atlantic 300 kilometers off the coast of Porling.
Have you acquired visual via satellite?
Yes, and they've left a rather cryptic message that we've yet to make any sense of.
Hey, first off, the cake is not a lie. I've played Portal. The cake was not a lie.
Is it a reference or something?
Of course, there was one other shot we had.
All right.
Seems to be someone sitting in the middle with a yellow parasol. Seems a tad random, if you ask me.
Rainbow tacos, Doctor Who, Homestuck.
This person looks like
Rainbow Taku's Doctor Who Homestruck.
The Special Air Service has deployed 2 platoons via helicopter. They'll have
You know, it's a random range of topics there.
Wait for it.
We've lost both helis! And that was Portal, by the way.
See, he gets it.
Portal. That's what it's from.
Well, this has been fun. Always nice playing audience to this menagerie you call a military. Since it seems like you got this one on lockdown, I'll leave you to it.
Whoa. Based on new information that has been presented.
You know, if they went to them first, and a lot of things could be avoided.
You know, it's amazing how much time and
But you never go to the smartest person in the room first in any type of media. Why Mass Effect is such a great series in terms of a video game. The Shepard being the smartest person in the room, and everybody denies them in regards to the Reapers. I know we're getting off on a tangent here, but it is what it is there.
Can't go at it from the sides, can't go at it from below.
So our only option is to hit that son of a bitch from above.
Well, we do have one option. However, it was decommissioned in 1998.
The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, an advanced long-range strategic reconnaissance aircraft capable of Mach 3 and an altitude of 85,000 feet.
Neat.
You sure do seem to know a lot about it.
Do you even read my Christmas list?
Clearly, Integra doesn't. Thinking of. No with this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. So I used to do Twitch Sings, and that was a great song on Twitch Sings.
Mein Fräulein Van Winkle, the song was nice, so you don't need to.
That's an entrance.
Focus your fire. We are going to tear this aircraft apart.
Are you sure about that?
They say no man can kill you, Alucard. That's because you don't need a man to do a woman's job.
So I heard the intro to Shoot to Thrill, but clearly edited out, VOD muted, and whatnot. Actually, the one notable case of music not being played. Because again, you hear you see the captions of the lyrics playing, but all right. How does Rip Van Winkle bite it here? Because it was kind of over the top. It's very over the top in the manga.
No, you demand my attention.
I don't have to take this from you. You wasted cisgender patriarch propagating misogynistic pig.
The funny thing is, in any other circumstance, you might have had a point there. Except my boss is a woman, I was a chick in the 40s, I hate everyone equally, and there's no one alive who could comprehend my sexual preference. So in other words, Miss Van Winkle, check your privilege.
The irony there. She made the broad assumptions regarding Alucard and is now paying for it.
Oh, haven't you heard the new sensation sweeping the nation? Bitches love cannons.
Huh. Bait Van Winkle. I approve of that. Yeah, that's a misunderstanding. He's a Nazi. He loves war. That's one type of war. The most ineffective war there's ever been. Race war. Okay. War is a part of everyone's lives, folks. Storage wars. Got it.
What I am telling you, my Nazi army of 1,000 vampires, is that I am a purveyor of war. And with your help over the years, we are now at the precipice of our true goal. You see, I want a simple war. No class wars, no drug wars, no race wars, no flame wars.
Here in the build-up of Mars, it's actually quite clever here. It's actually building up quite nicely with the dialogue.
A German war. The sequel you've all been
Well, that's a great use of music in regards to that speech there. That is some great writing and some great editing with the music build up and everything. The blood moon rising. Actually, one would say it's a bad moon rising. Alucard looks like he had fun. And again, he's such a happy boy.
I better not miss a damn thing.
He ends up missing most of it. He's trapped on a boat. And again, being familiar with the manga, it's like, okay, yeah, he's definitely out of it for quite a few chapters. It's like, I actually will have to go back through and it's like, how many chapters does he actually miss? Because Hellsing, in terms of the manga, is not exactly short. I mean, it's 3 volumes. It's like over... It's close to 100 chapters long, I believe. And you have some great artwork in it. And Alucard misses a huge chunk of it. And it's like you get a lot of time spent with a lot of the various characters. I'm actually kind of... the twist on Whip Van Winkle being kind of a social justice kook, for lack of a better term, and kind of quirky, I can in terms of her making broad assumptions about Alucard and her having to ironically check her own privilege. It's kind of unique. I would not have thought about it, and I did see in the when I decided to do a little karaoke to Rick Ashley's "Never Give You Up," that they were making a reference to My Little Pony's winter wrap up. I'm a brony, all right. I watch a lot of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, all right. So, like, I've played My Little Pony a Maritime Bay Adventure twice on both of the PS4 and Xbox. Okay, I got my credentials in check there in terms of being able to catch a reference to My Little Pony. Okay, so this compilation of episodes 4 and 5 was like 34 minutes, and 18 minutes and change just on episode 4. So episode 5 is actually kind of short in comparison. All right. Well, at least I'll make doing the next video kind of easier, less time to actually sit down and everything. And again, I will stand by and says like, okay, Ceres and Schrodinger, like, there's a gender swap of one another because they have the exact same heads. No, okay, Ceres' head is a little bit more round, but the one profile side, when they go to the alternate animation style, which is actually a thing in the manga, where there's like, you have like this very detailed artwork about 90% of the time, and then you have this real flat, almost gag manga style that is kind of like put in places throughout the manga, and is used a lot with a lot of Jan and Luke in terms of supplemental material. But the similarities in how Ceres and Schrodinger, words. Again, there has to have been a reason as to why they looked so similar. In terms of like the concept of by the original creator. But I am kind of curious though, is what they're going to do with the other. There are 2 other characters that are introduced, and they're introduced in the manga like in the latter third, and they're like Anderson's apprentices, Yumi and Heinkel. Because Yumi kind of has, because if you ever read the Crossfire like sub story, and this is why I say if you get the deluxe edition of the manga, because the Crossfire, this 3-part sub story is in the volume 3 of it. But if you manage to have like the original manga, it's kind of like once every few chapters or so. Yumi, it kind of has is like it's like a split personality. One is a bit more bloodthirsty than the other, and Heinkel is, never serves me right, is kind of a bit more straight laced. But they definitely are like a rather unique pair. So I'm real curious as to how those two characters are going to be introduced, when they're going to be introduced, and if they're going to do anything unique with them. And stuff I'm also kind of curious of what Team 4 Star is going to do with this. Are there any other? No, because all the big major, with the exception of the major characters, have already been utilized in terms of like unique, almost like villain of the week types. Because you had the vampire priest and the teen couple and Anderson already introduced. You already went through the Dandy Man. Already went through Rip Van Winkle. Who am I forgetting? I am. No. That's right, because it's episodes 1, 2, and 3. It's like, again, trying to keep everything straight here and talking off the top of my head. Anyway, we'll wrap this up here, and I get around to recording my reaction to episode 5 in the next few days, and that'll be up on the channel as well. Like, we'll try to knock out all of these before like the end of July, which we'll obviously be able to do. So with that said, I would say like, comment, subscribe, but nobody actually follows those instructions on any video on YouTube, because when I see that pop up in videos, I don't follow those instructions at all. I don't even. So hope you tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe. Hope you have a great day or a great night, depending on when you're watching this. And we'll see y'all over in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye.